After Lex Luthor takes out Grodd and assumes leadership of the Legion of Doom, he begins trying his hardest to free the last remaining piece of Brainiac, while Tala the Witch courts him and tries to ease his mind. He fails and figures that Grodd has done something to prevent him from retrieving Brainiac, so he goes to interrogate him in his cell. Grodd basically taunts him and refuses to give up the code to unlock the container holding the Brainiac piece. So Tala the Witch suggests to Luthor that they just break Grodd's mind and take the info that they need. The Legion of Doom has a sit-down with Luthor and tell him that they think he is unbalanced as he keeps talking to himself, and they need new leadership, because they can't trust him as much as Grodd. Luthor, however, shuts them down and tells them he is their leader, because he is going to make them money. Meanwhile, back at the Watchtower, Dr. Fate and Green Lantern convince Flash to enter his mind and explore it so that they can find the location of Grodd and the Legion of Doom. Dr. Fate enters Flash's mind to find traces of Grodd at the same time as Lex Luthor connects his brain to Grodd, trying to pry information out of it forcibly. All their minds get connected for a second as a surge of pain rushes through them, and the Justice League realize that Lex Luthor's mind has swapped with the Flash. The Justice League tries to catch him, but they can only corner him on the Watchtower for so long. We see Flash wake up in Lex Luthor's body and convince the Legion of Doom that Luthor is a psycho by forgetting his name and not understanding his surroundings. On the Watchtower, the Justice League triangulate Luthor and Flash's body to the storage room and go to investigate. They realize it was a trick and continue their search. Flash in Lex Luthor's body, on the other hand, is having difficulties acting like Lex, getting the villains and Tala, who is all over him, off him just for a while so that he can contact the Justice League for help. Lex in Flash's body is trying his eBay to escape and run away from the Justice League, but they corner him every time, and the chase continues. Flash in Luthor's body manages to outsmart the villains at the meeting and get them to spill the beans about the big heist that he has planned earlier in the day, without having to say anything himself, because he doesn't know. He leaves the meeting, and Tala reassures the villains about Luthor's health before taking him to rest. And by rest, I mean totally jump his bone. After the steamy session that had Tala singing his praises, I guess we now know Flash would be a good lover? He gets called to meet Grodd privately, who instantly recognizes him as the Flash in Luthor's body.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
Nothing. Me? Just hanging around.
He taunts him and basically refuses to aid him because he hates him just as much as Luthor. Dr. Fate has managed to come up with a spell to reverse the brain switch, but the League can't catch Flash at all, as Luthor literally uses his powers to cause an annoyance for everyone.
You motherfucker.
Meanwhile, Flash in Luthor's body and the Legion of Doom go on the biggest money heist in history. They manage to actually steal the money, but Luthor in Flash's body tries to communicate with them and tells them about the body swap. They question Flash, and he immediately fumbles and calls for help from the Justice League, who get his message and send backup. They manage to thwart the villains away and keep most of the money. The Justice League, on the other hand, manage to catch Luthor in Flash's body, and Dr. Fate does the reverse spell on him and actually manages to bring him back. The villains are beating the shit out of Lex Luthor, however, not believing he is back in his body. He proves them wrong and challenges anyone to stand up to him, which none of them are brave enough to do. It is kind of funny how Tala is kind of relieved he is back, but also massively disappointed. Flash really did a number on her. The next episode starts, and we see Roulette has fallen off after Wildcat quit on her, and Black Canary destroyed her venue. She is struggling to keep her brawl business afloat, and thus goes to meet with Lex Luthor, trying to get him to lay off a little bit and give her some of the Legion of Doom members for some cage fights to gain attraction. Tala sees Roulette kind of flirting with Lex and forces her to back off, which starts a verbal fight between them. This gives Lex the idea to revive the cage fights as an all-girls tournament, but not with villainous girls. We then see Black Canary and Huntress work together, but Canary is sloppy, and as such, she gets punched a few times, chasing a petty criminal that Huntress knocks out without even lifting a finger. She asks Canary about this, but Canary dismisses her, so Huntress puts a tracker on her and follows her around to know her secret. She scouts Canary's home while trying to explain the situation to her boyfriend, Question, who is confused about her interest in the matter. She tries to have a steamy call with him, but he's kind of a dork, so she hangs up on him while following Canary. She follows her to an underground arena where people place bets on girl fights. She sees Black Canary and another member of the League, Fire, engage in a cage fight hosted by Roulette. Something is wrong here. They fight with everything they have got, like they are not colleagues, and Canary wins the battle. Huntress tries to confront Canary after the fight, but Canary just beats the shit out of her. They fight, and Canary regains her sense of self in the middle of the fight, not knowing where she is, as Huntress knocks her out. Suddenly, Roulette's goons catch Huntress and Canary and jail them underground. Huntress and Canary talk about the whole situation in their jail cell and realize Roulette must have managed to control the girls' minds, using the Justice League comlinks. Roulette taunts them and tells them her plan of pitting them against each other in a fight to the death, since she can't control both of them now. Turns out, Roulette was actually playing mind games with them, because they are not fighting themselves, they are actually fighting the team of Vixen and Hawkgirl. The fight starts, and they start beating the piss out of each other. Vixen's comlink falls to the ground in the middle of the fight, and gets destroyed as Canary explains to her what is happening. The three girls manage to beat Hawkgirl as well, and destroy her comlinks to snap her out of her trance. The girls challenge Roulette and berate her, but she reveals their final opponent to them, and it is none other than goddamn Wonderwoman. They fight for their lives against Wonderwoman, but she easily kicks their asses like it was nothing. Canary uses her powers and manages to break the cage so that they can escape, as Vixen tries to distract Wonderwoman, who gives her a Batista bomb, like it is the main event of WrestleMania.
Oh God! If you do this, there's no turning back! No!
The women try to team up to take down Wonder Woman, but she is too powerful to be contained. Meanwhile, Huntress and Canary go after Roulette and her goons and knock them all out, while also managing to snap Wonder Woman back to reality. In the aftermath, Canary thanks Huntress, and they squash their friendly competition by having a friendly 2 falls out of 3 fight. That's how girls usually solve their issues. Trust me.
Women.
A Freaky Friday episode and a catfight episode. We are eating good here, brothers, and the Justice League show continues to deliver very entertaining content. The concept of Lex in another superhero's body should be explored more, and you won't find me complaining about more women on women fights in this show. It is funny how Wonder Woman manhandled everyone though. This brings us to the end of today's video. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to our channel to get more videos like this one. Your support helps us grow. And tell me, what do you think of these 2 episodes? Do you want to see more fight within the Justice League? Who would you want to see going against each other? Let me know in the comments below. I read all of them. And if you're watching till now, thank you. I'll see you in another video soon.